Oh my God, there's so many people already. I'm just figuring out how to add Benji to the live stream. I promise I will be right. Okay, there you go. Oh, can you see me or not? Oh, fuck.
Hey,
Uh,
Shinta.
oh, hey, Benji. Can you
Sorry,
see
I
me or?
forgot. I was like waiting for the live stream to appear, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, because I couldn't add you because I think you weren't following it. So I was like, how do I add this person? Can you, am I black or like, can you see me?
I can see you. Am I black?
No, you're not, but I just see myself as black. So that's okay. That's fine.
Oh, so you can't see yourself?
I can't see myself, but I guess
Oh
that's okay.
no.
No, it's totally fine. It doesn't really matter. Well,
Okay,
how have you been,
I'm good.
Benjamin?
I have like a bunch of makeup left over from last night because I did like a beat up look.
And
Yes,
you
last.
didn't take off your makeup like
No,
usually?
I did. I did. It's just stained to my face, so I
Oh,
look
I see.
slightly beat up still, but it's fine.
No, you look great. Well, you look great. Anyways, happy Pride Month
Happy Pride
to
Month.
you and to everyone watching. Well, I mean, I guess most people on this live stream actually know you, but do you want to introduce yourself in case?
Hey guys, it's Benji.
That's it.
Um, I am for this UN live stream. Well, first of all, you need to introduce yourself, and then I'll
Yeah.
introduce myself.
Okay, that's a good idea. Well, basically, for people who don't know, UN Youth Impact is basically a youth-led organization that works local and global implementation of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. I don't know if you're familiar with them, and the Youth Agenda. Basically, what this means is that we do grassroots level activism as well as hold international discussions and all things related to peace, justice, and sustainability. Like, for example, this LGBTQ Pride Month campaign, where we wish to bring awareness to inclusivity online. And that's that.
Hmm.
So, how about you?
Okay, well, I am Benji Krol. I'm an influencer who mainly is on TikTok and Instagram and some YouTube. Um, Obviously, I'm part of the LGBT plus community, and I identify currently as bisexual. And I guess I would say I am a slight activist, but we will get into that later, maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's actually my first question. So, do you consider yourself an LGBTQA plus activist? Yes.
Okay, I was thinking about this question. I feel like, kind of like as an influencer, it's slightly your duty to be an activist, and especially if you are part of the community, it's like kind of part of something that you should be showing yourself,
Yeah.
because being an activist in the community isn't only just like, just talking about the issues in the world, but also like
Yeah.
you representing yourself as who you are kind of like helps other people realize that they can be themselves as well. And just doing something as simple as that is kind of in itself a slight form of activism, because you're just promoting, like, I don't know, the mindset for people that they should just be who they are,
Yeah. No,
rather,
definitely, I
but
get that because it
but I
definitely
do,
helps seeing other people be so
yeah.
like confident and showing it out.
Mhm.
So it helps you as well.
Yeah, exactly. And Um, I feel like I do obviously talk about a bunch of issues that are prevalent, and like I'm doing this month with Abby, I'm like doing a bunch
Oh
of
yeah.
little events for Pride, and for charity. So I guess that in itself is a form of activism.
Yeah,
I don't know
definitely.
who decides who's an activist or not, but I don't think I'm obviously not a like the type of activist who's constantly talking about everything, going to talk about everything. And there's definitely people who are more like that. And also, I'm part of like this account, Gen Z for Change on TikTok,
Oh,
which is
okay,
like,
right.
yeah, where
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a bunch of influencers talk about current issues going on in the world. And we're doing like a Pride post soon, so I'll be talking in that.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah,
So I guess like that's how you manifest it on social media, right? You join these groups and different ways, like little ways to be an activist, I see.
mhm.
Um, And do you actually think that your activism would be different if social media didn't exist? So like, how would you be an activist? And
I feel like it definitely would, because I feel like I was kind of ignorant before looking at all the stuff I did on social media. I feel like I would be still ignorant if I didn't have social media, because I wouldn't realize about all those things going on, because of everyone who's posting things online, and like how I feel like nowadays people are more talk about the issues going on in the world,
yeah.
online way more than they do in real life. And so I feel like if it wasn't for social media, I would, number one, not be aware about everything going
Mhm.
on. Um, and I wouldn't have learned as much as I do, because I feel like I learned way more than I did in school about
Through social media.
the
I mean,
LGBT plus community.
like they barely ever mention the LGBTQIA
Yeah,
community
exactly.
in our
And
school. So
they like mentioned it once, like, oh, and then like we're like, okay, and
yeah,
then people like would in the back would like make fun of it, and we'd be like, oh, okay.
I remember that. Yeah, they
But
don't talked about it nearly enough.
yeah, they don't
Yeah.
talk about it enough, and so I think it's thanks to social media that I learned so much, and then I also was able to become who I am. And so I feel like without social media, I'd probably still be ignorant and not realize anything going on, and probably not be doing anything.
That's kind of sad. But yeah, I mean, it's totally like viable. I totally understand because, you know, either way, they wouldn't really show. And there's not nearly enough representation in like anywhere else that is not social
Mhm.
media, I feel like. But anyways, so who is the LGBTQIA plus icon that you look up to the most
Okay,
of all time?
of all time, okay. Obviously, there's like the icons and the like obvious people like not Marpa, Marsha P. Johnson,
Yeah.
who like helped like get us to where we are today with helping start the Stonewall uprising and all that. But I feel like in general, anyone who I see online just being themselves and talking about issues in the world and like promoting like a good agenda for the LGBTQ plus community and like giving them a voice,
Yeah.
um, is an icon in
So
themselves that I look up to. And I just, every time I see someone like that, I'm like, I feel super happy inside. And I'm like, oh my God, you know?
sweet. Do you want to give a shout out to anyone? Or just in general,
Mm,
all of them?
Um, there's a lot. I'll probably like be talking about them on with Abby
Yeah.
on our like little live streams, and we're having some guests of people also.
Oh,
But I can't think of anyone specifically right now. But there's a lot of TikTokers who do.
a lot of them. Well, as an influencer, um, like currently, I bet that there was a moment when you realized, like, wow, my post can actually have an influence on people. So when did you start realizing that, do you think?
Probably when I started receiving messages from people,
Mm.
because um, I don't think I started like posting about issues as much until I saw people being like, "Oh, can you post about this? Can you post about that?" And I'm like,
Mm.
never. Like at first, when you're like talking about serious issues in the world, like I feel like a lot of like people don't think about it. Like when you start talking about serious issues, it's kind of like, oh, should I be talking about this? I don't know much about this.
Mm.
Is it my place to talk about this? I don't know. I feel kind of awkward talking about this because, you can't really like just suddenly be talking about serious issues and be like, oh yeah, I'm so confident about it and I know everything and everyone should listen to me.
Right.
So when you first start posting, you're kind of nervous and you don't know if you should post about it. But then when you like see people asking you, you're like, okay, well, I feel like this is my duty. Like I have a platform, I should be posting about these things. And
Yeah.
so when I like first started posting about current issues in the world, it's like you see all the people who are like so happy and like about the fact that you're posting about it, and they're like proud of you, and it's like you think like, well, you shouldn't be proud of me. It's kind of like something that I should be doing.
Yeah.
And the fact that it like educates so many people and you can see so many people posting about it as well after you do,
Yeah.
it kind of starts like a chain reaction. So like even if no one's posting about a certain topic, you can post one thing and like everyone will be talking about
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Definitely.
especially with online. And so seeing people how they're like, oh, this is going on, I didn't know. And also the fact the people who are going through those issues and they like really appreciate it, and
Of
it's
course.
really nice to see that.
Yeah, but actually, it's interesting how you said that you feel uncomfortable at first because also like you need to get educated first to be able to post about it, right? Because you're not going to post
Yeah.
something without really understanding what you.
Especially after coming out of school where they don't teach you anything, and you're
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
a good
what
point.
is going on? I'm in a world where nothing's happy and nice, like they told me in school. Like, oh yeah, like oh, all I learned was that there's like some tsunamis sometimes. Like what?
Yeah,
Like
no,
not about actual issues caused by humans.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess we mentioned it briefly, but it's not nearly
Yeah,
enough
it's
like, to
briefly,
talk
it's
about now.
like, but like the way they teach it in the class, it like goes in one ear and out the other, and it's
Yeah,
like for 5 minutes, and they
yeah,
don't make it like something that you want to talk about. They make it like, oh, we're gonna talk about the current issues. Let's talk about all of them in the next 45 minutes, and that's not
yeah,
gonna teach you about anything.
no,
You're talking
yeah,
about all the world's issues in 45 minutes in one lesson. No, you're not gonna care. You're not gonna
yeah.
want to listen, and
That's
it's they don't make it interesting. They're like, here's a paper with like 10 things that are going on. Which is do you think is most important? It's like what?
yeah, yeah. I guess, but it is what it is. I guess that's why there's social media now to learn. Um,
Hmm.
do you think that your content would be any different if you had a private profile where only the people you knew would see your post, or would you feel like more likely to show your LGBTQIA plus side?
I don't know how I left this question because I thought like people always look at it as like, oh, the LGBTQI plus side of you. And it's like, it's not a side of me. It's like,
Mm,
it's me as a whole, you know? And I
yeah,
guess some people like, they're like, hide it or whatever. But I think like, I just show me as me online and there's no like side of me that I hide or like that I don't know. I don't know what that's like how I would describe the LGBTQ side of me because it's just me
it's just
and
you.
that's
Yeah, no,
how
I
I
get
am,
that.
you
I
know.
get that.
And I feel like I mean I am confident enough to just do whatever I want and be however I am online, but um
Yeah, I guess it's. I mean, that's a good point. Probably should have worded it differently,
no
but I
no
guess
no no
for
no
some
because
people,
it, for some people they don't show that side because they feel
yeah,
like they can't. Okay, I just said that side doesn't exist, but like no, they like they they're not it's not that they're not showing a side, they're not just showing a part like who they are really, they're showing a fake version of themselves, you know.
I guess
So
so.
I can show me as me, but some people can't do that, and
Yeah,
I think the reason I can is because I have people who look up to me and like are looking at me, so I feel like a private account I would not be any different than I am publicly.
wow, you're so real, Benji.
It's just so one-on-one and real with everyone. I'm just so cool and amazing.
Oh my God. My favorite person in this world. Okay. So do you feel uh pressured to provide certain type of content or look a certain way because of your wide following? Maybe I think you already mentioned how people were messaging you to like, talk about these certain things. And I mean you're distracting me so
Sorry. Sorry.
much.
Okay.
So you already mentioned how sometimes you get messages saying like, can you please talk about this and talk about that? So do you feel like that's do you feel pressured in other ways to provide certain type of content or deliver in certain aspects because of your.
Um, Sometimes, but I don't think it has to do with like my sexuality or anything. That's just a separate thing,
Mm,
like where you're just like you feel pressured to post things that your audience wants, but like then at the same time, it's like then if you're not having fun or enjoying the things you post, then you just won't post those things. You'll post things that you enjoy. So
mm.
I feel like if I do ever feel pressured, I'm like it goes away after a while. Like I don't really feel it for that long.
Well, that's a good thing, I guess. That is a good thing. Um, do you think that being an influencer has changed your view on the LGBTQIA plus community?
Being an influencer,
Yeah. Has
um,
yeah.
I mean, I've been able to meet a lot more people and like through those people learned a lot more that I probably wouldn't have online because you meet a lot of cool people online that you won't necessarily meet in real life because you don't see those cool people as easily. And being online and being like an influencer like gives you access to all these cool people really easily.
Mhm.
And those types of people always have like really uh good opinion well not have different opinions on things that you wouldn't necessarily like hear from like the average person you meet in real life. And so I think through those people I've like learned a lot and they've helped me like become who I am because I don't know. you know,
No,
if that makes
that's
sense
tough.
in a way. So
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I'm just kind of offended because I'm the normal people that you met.
no, you're not. I mean, you're so there's you meet a lot of people, and that's the people who become my friends. But like then generally, like it's not like I know like tons of people in real life,
Yeah.
but like from like but like then online you like meet like hundreds, and it's
No,
like,
yeah, of
oh,
course.
there's way
It's so
more.
much bigger.
There's
Yeah.
way more cool people than just Shinta, you know.
I mean, I guess. No,
Like
but
I
I
thought
totally
only
understand.
Shinta was cool. Like I didn't know there was other people like Shinta. But
Oh my God.
Shinta's obviously still on top at the top of the like reigning cool people. But like I you know I met other cool people like that are under her royal descent or whatever,
Okay,
under the
that's
royal
enough.
hierarchy.
Oh my
Shinta's
God.
up there, but like
I got all nervous. I dropped my phone. Let's enough tooting my own horn because that was enough of that. But I totally understand. This is a way bigger platform. Like you can reach anyone from all over the world. So obviously you can get to meet new people that are
mhm.
cool. Um, but do you feel like you're a part of a community with your LGBTQIA plus followers? Or have you started feeling you cannot truly connect with the community? Oh no, it is. Sorry.
Oh, you were glitching for a sec.
Basically, do you think that do you feel part of the community, like a closer part of the community of like the LGBTQIA plus community with your followers, or do you feel like you start to not truly connect with the community because of the abundance of followers?
Yeah, it kind of ends up like meshing into like just one whole like amount of people, and like you can't really like connect with like, you know. And uh like sometimes it'll feel like I can connect with them specifically, but then at times it's like, oh, I'm just making videos and I'm like connecting with the masses of people, like kind of like I'm more of like a mainstream creator now rather than like for just a specific group of people, you know.
Yeah. No, yeah, I understand that.
And so like I can, but like the good thing about that is that since I am like such a mainstream creator, and like my followers are very, just since I have so many, oh my god, that sounds so like that means there's people I message to who wouldn't necessarily know about the community as much as someone who is part of it, and like then you can like spread a message and
Yeah.
make, because you don't even have.
Oh my gosh,
Shinta.
I know. I'm turning it to 4G because I also feel like hello.
Okay, yeah, you're fine now. You're fine now.
Okay. Yeah, you were glitching for me too, so
Oh,
okay.
okay, okay.
So anyway, so aside from that, do you think there are any negative side effects to being an openly LGBTQA plus influencer?
Yes, there are a lot.
I can
It
imagine.
it means that you're open to hate online, that people are constantly gonna like, there are lots of very bad people will be sending you really horrible things, and that can sometimes stem into real life where people who know you will be like shouting at you on the street or something, or like stuff like that. And or sending stuff to your house, which
Are you
but
kidding me? Sending stuff to your
no,
house?
but like
Oh, but it
it's
can.
like, well,
Did that ever happen? Like, I'm just.
yeah, it happens because there's a lot of bad people in the world who, for some reason, have so much hate in them that they have so much time that they can do these things. But it's like, yeah, it means that you're open. It's like even like if you're in like countries like Russia, like I've had Russian like influencers tell me who are part of the community, like, oh, literally, people attack me in the street. I can't just like be who I am. I want to like leave. And it's like, yeah,
Oh my
because
God, that is so
it's
sad.
so bad in some places, and like luckily it's not that bad here for me. But like it still happens. Like bad people will still like judge you and like be mean to you. And so you're just like, when you're opening yourself online, you're opening yourself to the world. It's like, you're not, it's not going to be all butterflies and happiness. There's going to be bad people who are like, I don't not like that, and like be mean.
That's stressing me out so much because I don't understand why people are so bothered. I will never
Right? What
understand.
is going on? Like, you have so much time. Why are you so
Yeah,
mad? Just chill out. What?
exactly. I just don't understand. I really don't understand why they're so bothered. Like, if you're really always thinking about gay people, maybe you are
Yeah.
a little yourself, you know?
If they make you so mad, like, what?
Yeah. I mean, that's a little sus, my guy, but
Right?
sure. I mean, I don't understand. And I will never understand, but it's okay. I mean,
Hmm.
whatever. Hopefully it will end someday.
Yeah. It's like the
Yeah.
people at school, like, why are you
Yeah.
so obsessed with, like, oh my God, I saw this TikTok. It was like, if you really think that painting your nails or putting on feminine clothes makes you gay, then maybe you are gay.
Okay.
Like, because if someone puts on painted nails and they're not gay, then, and they can say they're straight, then they're not
Yeah,
gay.
no, like
But if
the thing
someone's
is,
like thinks that putting on nail polish is gonna make them gay, then you're probably already gay.
like I was actually talking about this with like a friend, remember MJ Minjung?
Oh
And
man,
we were like,
MJ, miss you, MJ.
me too. But I was talking about it with her, and we were like, so basically, right now, a lot of women like feminine guys, and we prefer feminine-looking guys who paint nails and whatever. Like
Yeah.
femininity, and or guys who are not afraid to show their femininity is like really
Hmm.
attractive. And so, like, if you actually want to appeal to ladies, why
Hmm.
why are you so like not whatever?
Yeah.
It's just find it very sus. But going
Very
back to what
sus.
we're talking about, because this is something I'm very like passionate
Guys,
about. It
it
gets
literally
very sus.
says you are sus.
Just out there, you are sus. That's
Okay,
it.
anyways, next question.
Well, I mean, you already said how, and you get some messages from people that are in Russia that are not able to be as
Although I
open.
met people like like that Russian TikToker Lisa,
Yeah,
like was
I
telling me
remember.
about all these things. She like when we were in Madrid and I like we put on makeup and we were about to go like outside. She's like, "Are you sure you want to go out wearing makeup?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "Won't people like throw things at you and beat you up?" I'm like, "What? What?" And she's like, "Yeah, in Russia,
Jesus.
guys do that." And I'm like, oh my God, like it like she really like opened my eyes to a lot of things and like made me do more research on like what's going on in Russia. It's like it's really bad.
That is so crazy. But do you think maybe aside from Russia, do you know any people who send you messages from countries where being queer is like illegal? Is it actually
I'm
illegal in Russia? I'm not sure.
I do not know, but I just know that
Technical difficulties. I'm so
what was
sorry.
going on?
It just crashed. It like literally just crashed, and I have no idea how that happened, but I'm
Okay,
so
anyways,
sorry. You were in the middle of a
uh,
sentence. I don't know if you remember where you were.
wait, let's wait for like more people to join
Oh yeah.
quickly. So then I don't want like because I feel like I was like painting Russia to be really bad, but no,
No,
there's a
yeah.
lot of like good and accepting people in Russia, and I'm really proud of them for like being able to talk about who they are, and they are like really like pushing a positive message there, and I feel like it is improving slowly. And yeah, I love all my Russian people who are accepting and loving
Of
and
course.
caring.
Of course. I feel, do you sometimes like sometimes like feel kind of scared for some of your followers there if you know how it can be there. Like,
I mean,
don't
I'm
you
scared for a lot
feel
of my
suspicious?
followers everywhere in like so
Yeah,
many places because there's some world is not a happy place and there's so many bad things happening in almost every country.
yeah.
So I feel worried about everyone, and I hope everyone's safe and taking care of themselves.
The Wi-Fi was not in my favor in my room, so I hope
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can hear you better now. I
okay,
was like
great.
just by myself for a second.
That's totally fine. Okay. Well, the next question, moving on, is have you ever experienced censorship to your content because of LGBTQIA plus themes?
I don't think I've personally experienced it, but I've definitely heard that a lot of people I know have, and like it's noticeable in people's views that when they talk about certain issues, um, or their likes that it feels like they're not reaching the right amount of people, which is why it's really important when you see someone posting about these things to push them to your own audience because you never know like who's not being able to see it and who's able to see it. So that's why a lot of people are always encouraging to boost posts like that because they can be censored. Personally, I have not experienced any sort of censorship, but maybe
Yeah,
that's just because I'm like a big creator. But um, there's a lot of like smaller and like creators who do seem to experience censorship. So I just say I'm encouraging anyone whenever you see someone posting about any sort of issue, it's good to repost it or send it to people
boost it.
or share it again. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I totally agree. Always try to boost them on TikTok, especially.
Hmm.
Um, so this one is for Pride Month. Basically, what does Pride mean to you?
What does pride mean to me?
Yeah.
I think it's just about being yourself and being who you are, and it's not even that. That's why pride is open to everyone, even if you're not in the LGBT plus community. You are just it's open to being yourself and letting other people be themselves without hate. So I think that's I don't know. It's
Yeah,
pretty
that's like
simple. Pretty simple. Just be yourself and let other people be themselves. And if you're happy and you're letting everyone else around you be happy with who they are, then that's
yeah,
pride.
it's very simple, but much
Not
harder
no
apparently
people
than it should
can't
be. Yeah.
understand it or go through it for some reason.
For some reason, it's very hard to understand for some people. I don't think I could have said it better myself.
Like,
Just very simple.
I want to be myself, but you can't. Like
So
what? What?
it's ridiculous. Anyway, um, so actually about Pride, um, what kind of role did Pride movement play in your journey coming out?
I mean, unfortunately, it didn't play much because for my first two prides, I was in COVID.
Oh,
It was the quarantine and everything. But luckily, I've been able to both years like be able to be a part of it online and virtually and be able to talk about it publicly online. So I don't think it's played much of a role in my life personally, but it's been nice to like talk about it and be a part of other people's prides
yeah.
online.
And I mean, online you reach so many people, so I guess that's
Hmm.
also.
But I've never experienced it in person, and I mean, like, it would be fun. Like, Abby's told me that she's been to it, and she said it's super fun. And
Hmm.
or when we go to LA, like, it's supposed to be like a very big there, and like it looks crazy. I don't know, according to Abby, I don't know much about it, but
Like,
it would be fun to go.
yeah, actually, Amsterdam is supposed to be like one of the best apparently like pride like places
No.
ever. And I moved here, and then the 2 years that I come here, fucking COVID starts, and then I can't like actually experience it, which
Hopefully
is so
next
sad.
year. Do you think next year it'll be like on?
I hope so. I think so. I mean, hopefully we'll see. It's during the summer always, and I've seen videos and photos, and it looks like so much fun. Anyway,
Really? Do they go? Oh my God, people are saying Amsterdam Pride is epic.
yeah,
Oh my
that's what
God.
I'm saying. Apparently, it's
Okay.
epic,
Do
and
they
like
like
they're
go
on
in like
boats
the
and
little
everything.
canals and stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
on
oh my God,
boats.
wait, that's so fun. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe. Oh wait, no, I don't know where I'll be. Maybe I'll 1 year I'll experience the Amsterdam Pride with
Yeah,
you.
you'll come visit me and we can go to
Yeah.
Amsterdam Pride together. Fun. Well, I guess going back to the Sustainable Development Goals, at the UN that we are preaching at UN Youth Impact. Do you
Hmm.
think the Sustainable Development Goals for the next decade should include a separate section for the LGBTQIA plus community and or other minorities, or should inclusion be like implemented in the other Sustainable Development Goals for like an intersectional point of view, so like all together instead
Hmm.
of like exclusively LGBTQIA plus?
Yeah. Well, when I was talking to you about it and you were like telling me about how they right now only like are really talking about like the equality between men and women, and I don't think the LGBTQ plus should just be like lumped into like equality in general, because equality isn't just one thing. You can't just be like, oh yes, equality, we need equality. Like what? That's not gonna do anything. The book, you have to tackle like each individual issue, whether it's between men and women, whether it's between like different races, whether it's between sexuality, which I
Yeah.
literally forgot what we were talking about for a
No,
second.
totally, totally.
But you have to tackle them individually, and you can't just like be like, oh yes, we need equality. That's great, you know. You
Yeah.
have to go one by one and look what's going on in between, and even inside in each different equality, there's different areas you have to tackle specifically, and it's a long process, which is going to take a long time. But I think it should be its own thing that should be talked about properly and everywhere.
Yeah, I totally agree because I feel like just jabbing it all into one is like so you don't get your voice heard as much, right? For
Yeah,
like the specific
exactly.
minority groups, you don't actually get that recognition that you kind of need.
Yeah,
Well, not
exactly.
kind of that you do need.
Yeah, yeah, we kind of need it, maybe
Yeah,
just a little.
yeah. Yeah. Well, with the same topic, do you believe that the world leaders highlight the struggles of the LGBTQIA plus community enough in diplomatic relations between countries, or do they like let it slip away too much in order to maintain
They
relations with other
definitely let it slip
countries?
away too much. You're like looking at all the countries that are working together, and you're like, wait a second,
Mm.
didn't they just like murder a
Yeah, no,
bunch?
I mean totally though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they do let it slip away, and I think they let a lot of things slip away in general, but that is one of them, and I think it's something that not a lot of people realize or think about. But when
yeah,
you like start talking about it, you're like, wait a second.
yeah. So do you think that they should like take a harder approach towards like um, non-LGBTQIA plus friendly countries or remain friendly with their relations?
Okay, well, this is like a super complicated
Yeah.
like area, but it's like I feel like with these old leaders and these countries, we've seen how taking a hard approach can lead the
Oh yeah.
world. So maybe I feel like obviously it's important to maintain good relationships with these dangerous countries, and um well, wait, that sounds bad, but it's like but that way that when you're having a good relationship with them, you can like start pushing them in the right direction, and like there's tons of ways to do that, whether it's like educating them or just like showing them what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
And then maybe if it gets to the point where they're literally not listening to anything, then you can go on and take a harder approach and be like, listen, I can't like have a good relationship with you if you're not having a good relationship with your people.
Yeah.
um
Totally agree.
because how can you, yeah, exactly. But I think it's a good first step is like trying to educate them, and it's like that with it's that's like with any individual person. Also, you can't like just go up to an ignorant person and start screaming at them, because
Yeah,
they're
of
gonna start
course.
screaming at you back.
Back and it's not
Yeah,
gonna get anywhere. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Like you have to have a constructive conversation and like and
Yeah.
educate them on it. And if they choose not to listen, then you can be like, okay, well, no.
Yeah, but I just think that they're not even trying to make those conversations start because they're scared of how it's going to go. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I believe that that's definitely the way to go, but they're not even taking that first step to try and talk about it. It's kind of like hidden because it's like,
Yeah,
cool,
exactly. They're just
don't want to
ignoring
talk
it.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
can take the first step, and like it would be good to see how that goes,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, but I definitely think, I mean, because like the UN is such a huge organization, and like most of the world is right now led by like older generations. So I
Yeah.
think that our generation really wants, all the voices to be heard, and I think
Yeah.
gonna definitely slowly but surely get to the point that, all voices would be
Yeah,
definitely heard.
because there's probably a lot of like these old people who really just don't want to deal with it because they don't care.
Yeah, or it
And
doesn't affect them, I guess. So
yeah, exactly. And so uh yeah, I feel like once our like we can push for them to like start talking about it, but once our generation and like the younger generations start like slowly like getting into these places of power, which we already are slowly, we'll like get to the point of some form of equality faster with it in these countries.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely think that we're slowly, improving. So I guess that it's a very slow process, but we need to be patient, I think.
Hmm.
Um, well, to end on a more lighter note, because we got it very deep, we actually made a Pride Month playlist. I don't know if you saw it for UN Youth Impact.
No, I didn't.
And you didn't see it? Well, I was wondering, what is your favorite queer anthem?
Okay, well, obviously I have to say Sweater Weather, even though it's technically not an official
Yeah,
queer
yeah,
anthem.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know,
I see. You're
for the little bi community, it's also such a good song, so
it is a good song. It is a
it
great
is
song.
such a good
How
song.
did it end up like becoming the bisexual anthem? Like I don't
I think
understand how.
it's like it was just like this thing on TikTok, I think. Or I mean, feel like it was way before TikTok also, where people were just
Really?
like you know how everyone's like the cuff jeans, like having cuff jeans doesn't mean you're bi or whatever.
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
know, but like
But
I
like
understand the
everyone was just like,
stereotype.
oh, everyone who listened to Sweater, oh, everyone's whose favorite song is Sweater Weather, or everyone who like religiously listened to Sweater Weather is,
Okay,
and then is like bi, and then everyone like would be like, wait, actually, yeah,
actually, yeah.
why did every single bi person love this song so much? So we were just like, okay,
So it is the bi anthem.
yeah,
Oh, great. Oh, that's a great, great, great queer anthem. I actually didn't add that one to the playlist. Maybe I should. Who knows?
I mean, technically not officially, like
Yes.
I don't think like, but I'm
But like,
sure.
you know how, like, to be fair, there's a lot of like queer anthems that are like now queer anthems that at the time, like the person singing wasn't queer and she wasn't really talking about queer people, but it became a queer anthem just because queer people just
Mhm.
vibe to it so much and they loved it. So I guess Sweater Weather will become an anthem for the queer
It already
community.
is.
Well, it is. It basically is actually on TikTok. It really is.
And
So
I mean, like, there are a bunch of other songs that I really enjoy listening to, which Abby and I will be playing on a radio show at the end of this month.
fun.
So if anyone wants to, like, look at that, the schedule for the month is still on Twitter for all our little Pride things.
That's so
And
fun.
we will be even playing, like, some smaller artists
That
who,
people don't know.
LGBTQ plus artists who, yeah.
Actually, there's some really good. I really want to like show you a couple artists that are like indie and like also not very known that are in the playlist, and I
Oh,
think
man,
that
show
you
me,
should play
yes.
them. I will send you the playlist so you can also play those because there's a couple there that are really great.
Okay.
But before we end this, actually, I don't know if I told you already, but we're gonna do like a sort of ally, uh, well, not only allies for the LGBTQI plus community, but also LGBTQIA people who want to support and show support for the LGBTQIA plus community. Jesus, it's such a mouthful.
Yeah,
Uh, so queer community, the queer community.
yeah.
Basically, we want to make like a compilation of videos of like snippets of like all kinds of people from all around the world and like showing the support by like holding up a flag or a sign saying like I support the gays because I love
If you like
Lady
tag me
Gaga
in
or
like one of the stories, then I can like repost it also.
okay
Like
because
if you
I was
post again
wondering.
asking for people, if you post
Mhm.
again asking for people to send those in and tag me, then I can repost it.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, because I was asking if you want to send us a
Oh
video
well,
you
yes.
saying that.
Cool.
Yes. And then
So anyone else
everyone
who wants
watching,
to
yeah,
make like look at my stories soon, and you will also be able to send the video in, like me.
fun. Great. Send it into you and Youth Impact just by DM, and then we can put them all together and make a wonderful video of everyone together. Would you like to say anything else, Benji, in honor of this Pride Month?
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month again. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was so
You're
lovely.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of
I
course.
feel I feel so honored.
Well, I feel honored that you decided like you wanted to come because this is really fun and we talked about really interesting stuff and it was lovely. So I'm
Hmm.
so glad for your insight. I'm so happy to hear about your, points of view and everything. So thank you again so much and have a wonderful day.
You too, and everyone else have a wonderful day too. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.